Welcome back. We're right here at IGF UAE 2024 and at the sidelines I'm in conversation with His Excellency Sanjay Sudhir, India's ambassador to the UAE. Ambassador, thanks so much for making time for ET Now today.
Well, thanks for having me on your program.
I wanted to begin by discussing the strategic importance that, the India-UAE relations have at this point of time. I mean, we have seen several visits from the Prime Minister now. Just a few days ago, Minister Jaishankar was right here. How would you rate the strategic importance and the way relationship between India and UAE is building up right now?
Well, there's no doubt that UAE is perhaps our closest strategic partner in this part of the world. Way back in 2017, we signed a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement. The President, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, was on a state visit to India at that time. This is a country where about 3.9 million Indians live, and they constitute something like 35% of the population here. We have a trade of about $85 billion. In addition to that, it's a very historical relationship, and I think one of the things which really points towards that is the fact that Prime Minister Modi has actually visited this country 7 times in the last 8 years, in 10 years.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Including thrice in the last 18 months. And His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, on the other hand, has visited India 4 times. And just 2 months back in September, His Highness Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Khalid, also made a visit, which also shows, that this is a relationship between generations. It transcends generations.
Yes, transcending generation, indeed, and it's become a very important location from the geopolitics angle as well. But I wanted to get the commercial angle also into the conversation because, of course, we have signed the CEPA agreement and we have seen the initial fruits of that. We have seen that infrastructure corridor being kind of discussed between the two countries. Which are the areas of commercial tie-ups do you see between India and UAE now?
Well, as a trade partner, they are our 3rd largest trade partner, our 2nd largest export destination. And I told you the trade is about $85 billion. And CEPA has really pushed this trade up. We have also been able to squeeze the budget deficit. In the last year, it was $22 billion. Last year, it was just about $12 billion. UAE remains our primary source of crude. It's the 4th largest source of crude, the top source for LPG, the 2nd largest source for LNG. In that sense, it's a very, very important energy partner for us. It's also one of the top sources of FDI for us. CEPA was their first CEPA ever. And for us, it was our first CEPA ever with any country of the Middle East. So it's a very important commercial partner, a trade partner, investment partner. Plus, one thing of real prominence these days is fintech.
Yes.
So their own domestic card, called the G1 card, is actually based on India's RuPay credit and debit card stack.
And I believe UPI is in UAE as well now.
Absolutely. Whenever you go out shopping next time, you can use that.
That makes life really simple. So kudos to you and the entire team for doing that. But we discussed the strategic importance, the commercial importance. But I also wanted to understand from you as to this entire, the global visa program that we have for Indians. Because in a time where a lot of countries are looking at protectionism, it feels like Indians are not welcome there. This is going in a bit of other direction and making lives easier for us.
No, absolutely. And that is the reason why, just to give you some more figures, 10 years back, number of Indians in this country was 2.2 million. 10 years down, it has now gone up to about 3.9 million, which is about 35% population plus. In addition to that, last year the UAE received 4.4 million Indian tourists. Of course, India is the largest source of tourists here. But the fact that people from India are coming here and making this country their 2nd home in such large numbers speaks actually of the fact how welcoming this country is, particularly for Indians, because this country actually acknowledges the role of Indians. They acknowledge the fact that Indians have had a role in contributing to this country, building the economy brick by brick, and being important not only in the past but also in the future.
Yeah, the future is important. But I just wanted to wrap up the conversation and ask you, which is the focus area for you at the moment in terms of the energy partnership, commercial, strategic, cultural? What are those top 2 or 3 agendas that you are focusing on right now?
See, energy partnership is, undisputed.
Yeah.
And that will go on. We are also now thinking of acquiring more producing assets here, getting them involved in our energy sector in India. In addition to that, but the two priority areas, one is fintech, of course. There's a lot more to do in fintech because India is now a global fintech superpower. And there's much we can do with this country. For instance, we have also started the local currency trade settlement mechanism with the UAE. Now, if you have such a mechanism with such a major trade partner, you are actually de-risking yourself from other global currencies. We are also working a lot in the education space. For instance, we have set up the first overseas campus of IIT Delhi in Abu Dhabi. And this was inaugurated by His Highness Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Khalid, in September this year. We are now planning to set up a campus of IIM Ahmedabad in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
We have set up the first overseas office ever of CBSE in Dubai, because this country has about 105 CBSE affiliated schools, where about 3.5 million, lakh of our own children study. So it's very important. And you mentioned about the visit of Dr. Jaishankar just last week. One of the things he did during the visit was to inaugurate the first ever overseas campus of Symbiosis. So we are trying to bring the best Indian education for the Indian community and also, of course, for the global community in the UAE, so as to use Prime Minister's words, to enhance the ease of living of Indians here.
I think that gives me the best point to wrap up this conversation. Thanks so much, Ambassador, for making time and speaking with us today.
No, thank you very much. And last but not the least, you have heard about the BAPS temple, the BAPS Hindu Mandir in Abu Dhabi. That's a standing, tall example of how deep this relationship is.
I'm hoping to catch that one later tonight and hopefully kind of see that allure myself. Thanks so much for joining us today.
You have to see to believe it. Thank you very much.